clots can't happen to you? Think again. Up to 900,000 men, women, and children are affected by blood clots each year, and about 100,000 die from them. Blood clots don't discriminate. You or a loved one could be at risk right now. The good news is blood clots can be prevented. Knowing the risks and symptoms are key. Major risks for blood clots include a family or personal history of blood clots, a recent hospitalization or surgery, pregnancy, and cancer and its treatments. Symptoms of a blood clot in the legs or arms can include pain, swelling, and skin that is warm to the touch, red or discolored. Symptoms of blood clots in the lungs include difficulty breathing, chest pain that worsens with a deep breath or a cough, coughing up blood, and a faster than normal or irregular heartbeat. Speak with a doctor about your risks for blood clots and seek medical attention if you have any symptoms. On average, one person in the United States dies of a blood clot every 6 minutes. Don't let that be you or someone you know. Stop the clot. Spread the word. Learn more at stoptheclot.org/spread-the-word.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WVLQ Port St. John, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, hot tub, I'm full of water. I say hot tub, hot, stay bad, hot, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot.
It's not Friday. Come on, Bob. Does Jason look like he's got out of the hot tub?
Yeah, he did. He might have.
He looks wet.
Yeah.
He looks hot. Will it make you sweat?
Will it make you sweat? Hot
How
tub.
you doing, man?
Good. How y'all been doing?
We're doing great, man. It couldn't be better. It's a Friday. My goodness, my back's hurting, but I got. Hey, that stuff you gave me down there, I'm feeling good.
Good.
I'm feeling good. If you want to feel good, get down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason, seriously, some of the cream. Talk about some of the things you have, like when people tear muscle, hurt your backs. Tell us, because it's helped me.
Well, we got the CBD creams. The CBD, along with the DMSO, just reduces inflammation. So most pain is actually, and injuries cause inflammation, and that's where the pain comes from. So these reduce inflammation. They're very effective. They're not that expensive. Some are like $20 to $25, but they can be, very effective in short terms. Obviously, it's not going to heal the injury. We also have something now called BPC 157. Go look it up. It's the hottest thing out there for healing connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, arthritis. It helps stomach. It's one of the best healing compounds out there. It's called body composition, body protective composition, and it's produced in the stomach. But when you add more in, it actually protects your body from injuries, and it's great, especially for younger people that are maybe playing football, have an ankle, turned an ankle or something.
Right.
This can accelerate the healing process.
Isn't it crazy now? We watched Kansas City's quarterback hurt his ankle, and we thought, man, in the old days, you get hurt, injury like that, you're out for a while.
Right.
And now they get all this new stuff out. They can get him back quicker. It's crazy.
Well, they can numb it to where he can't feel it. And he could play.
Is that what you did to me?
Probably. I'm just not going to tell you.
Cortisone.
Yeah. So, NFL players making hundreds of millions of dollars. His end goal is to win the Super Bowl. They can go in there and numb it, and then, he can have surgery at the end of the year. But let's be honest, Mahomes is a tough cookie. Most quarterbacks, would have probably stopped an AFC Championship game. That was a bad injury. If you saw it in the Super Bowl, he got his ankle turned again. Yeah. And you could see the pain in his face.
Yeah, he was hurting.
For him to come out in the second half and some of the runs he had.
Think back. They didn't have the ball much first half. Then the second quarter. Then they had a 29-minute halftime. Usually it's 13 minutes, went 29. I think that saved them. Because they had a lot of time to work on it.
Oh, yeah. They had a lot of time to administer whatever they did to numb it and for it to kick in, for him to get comfortable. Having these long halftime shows does benefit. Sometimes it hurts teams because they, cool down. You're in the moment. You want to, get back out there. But for Kansas City, I think it was huge. The one thing I was disappointed in, where was Philly's defense? That defensive line was monstrous all year. And
they couldn't stop them.
My MVP was the Kansas City offensive line. They manhandled the Eagles front, and it was just
And I kind of thought
pickings.
just the opposite. I kind of thought it would be the Eagles' offensive line.
I picked the Eagles with my money. If you do bad. And I just thought that defensive line with Hurts. And I know a lot of people give Hurts some, heck for dropping the ball like that, but I thought he played well for being in the Super Bowl. I think he's a great kid, good character. high character kid. So the Eagles are going to be back. He's going to be there for a long time and have them in the mix.
Yeah, Eagles will be good next year.
You know,
too.
we've all harped about this all season, college and pros, about the 4th and 1, 3rd and 1.
Oh, absolutely.
How is it that the Philadelphia Eagles have got it figured out, and nobody else can do that?
I saw a quarterback sneak.
Nobody else can do that.
I think it's the most important play in football.
And all those,
What?
especially in the NFL, where those quarterbacks are all big studs, like
Right.
like Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills, 6'5", 250. You know, Trevor Lawrence, 6'6", 240. Like, that's the way to do it.
Not only
If
that-
you do anything else, you're stupid.
Right.
In my opinion, you're stupid.
Right. Not only that, you can stick 2 tight ends in the backfield and push them another yard.
So
I
you,
mean,
you used to couldn't do that, and then they've kind of eased up on that. Why would you do anything else?
especially when you're in a shotgun and you need 4 or 5 inches and you're taking the ball 3 yards into
Back.
the backfield. That
Yeah.
that makes no sense to me.
No, I agree.
And with the
Well,
I don't
one
think
other game? What other game? The quarterback. It was TCU. They got him all the way down there. The quarterback running the ball, and they get 4th and 1 to goal line or something, 3rd and 1 to goal line, and they hand a deep handoff to
That was
the
against
tailback.
Kansas State, and they got stuck.
Look at
And
Michigan. They got that overturned call. They ended up running a play, tried to hand it off in the backfield, fumbled. I mean, that's a 1-score game at the end. So
Jim, were you with us when we played? It was in the playoff, a tiebreaker or something. We had to go to Pensacola and play West Florida, I believe it was, and we had Eddie. Our
Yes.
biggest play that night was quarterback sneak.
Yes, I was there. We were. If you remember, we were behind at halftime.
Yeah.
In the second half, now Eddie Williams was like 6'3", 200 pounds, and they couldn't stop him. Quarterback sneak.
Let's just run that. That looked pretty
I
good.
mean, from the time I was 10 years old till I was like 17, we would always do a silent count. You know, the quarterback would lift his hand to get the center to
We
snap
used to
it.
call that goose sneak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we would sneak it because the defensive line didn't know when the ball was going to be snapped, and we
Right.
weren't, using a cadence, so they had no clue. And I don't even remember a time we got stopped doing it.
Yeah.
So
And
Why is it that nobody else has got that figured out?
it drives me insane. That's the one thing, that and the analytics that tell you to go on 4th and 3 from your own 40 really drive me insane.
that, I really think
Lane
Lane
Kiffin
Kiffin.
people.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say, I think that one day he could have. Every time he does something stupid like that, that's hurting him getting an Alabama job. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
That's the job he wants.
yeah.
And
Him and Napier. I just scratched my head with some of
Yeah.
his decisions as far as.
okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I was talking to Mark McLeod and some other people and Dr. Ward about Florida. I kind of think now, think back to the end of last year, and you know how Gator fans are. Gator fans are like Auburn, Alabama fans too now.
Right.
You got to win. You
Right.
got to win. You should win at Florida. They got destroyed in their bowl game, okay, by Oregon State.
Right.
Everything was going downhill. He's done a great job in recruiting, quietly got into top, I think, 14 in recruiting, maybe top 10. I can't remember. I can look it up, but done a really good job recruiting, but didn't get enough. Not like Florida State, as far as the transfers and stuff like that. Florida State's getting better. Auburn, Hugh Freeze has done a really good job bringing in players in a short period of time. What if he goes 6-7 again, or 7-6? I think they'd get rid of him.
I do too.
With the way the season ended,
Yeah.
they had a lot of transfers, a lot of turmoil within the locker
Yeah.
room. I mean, that season looked ugly at the end. I mean, Oregon State, it's one thing to not show up and you get beat by like an Ohio State or somebody like a talented team. Oregon State wasn't that talented, and
No,
that's a coaching job when you don't show up like that. Now, let's give him some, leeway. He didn't have a starting quarterback. Miller hadn't played much. He, transferred from Ohio State. So I'm very excited to see what he can do with that offense next year, because if they don't have a quarterback that can play, it's going to be a rough
All right, let
year.
me ask you this, and Jim, you jump in here too. Whose fault is it in today's football where you can go get whatever you want? You can even have a player, hey, you're friends with a quarterback at Ohio State, and he's really good, but he's second team. Can you give him a call? We got to. He can play. He can play. Whose fault is it now if you don't have a quarterback that can play this coming up year? The way things are now.
I never thought about it, but with the way the rules are now, there isn't really a reason why he shouldn't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
Because-
Lane Kiffin's got 3.
Exactly.
That's just reality.
That's the kind of money they're putting out in
Let's be
NIL and
honest,
Ole
these kids
Miss.
are not waiting their turn anymore. They may go into a
Right.
system for a year, learn like the yours did at Ohio State, but as soon as they get an opening or they can go start, whether it's South Carolina, Texas, these guys are moving on, and they're wanting to play now.
And speaking of South Carolina, what coach really you got to give a lot of credit to? It quietly has probably done one of the better jobs in the SEC.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
him.
Absolutely. I mean, look at his back-to-back wins late in the season, Clemson and I believe
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Two of the best, what was the hottest teams in
Yeah.
college football. I mean, South Carolina for him. I mean, the South Carolina fans got to be thrilled.
And he's gotten some. He actually signed a 5-star this year, which is rare. That didn't happen a lot in Clemson. I tell you what, and you know what? They spent $1 billion. I had this, and I hadn't gone over it yet. They're going to do stuff around the stadium, outside the stadium.
Who's they? You talking about
South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
$1 billion damn dollars. Not
billion?
$1 billion.
Wow.
Yes, they're going to do all kinds of stuff.
billion with a B?
With a B. Yeah, well, that's what I saw. I said, you got to be kidding me. Let me see if I can find that.
Clemson's slipping a little bit. You know, Dabo's not making those national championship runs. He's having struggles at the quarterback spot. So, you know, this is an opportunity for them to take over that state. Now, you know, they got some talent in state that they can keep home. If they can keep moving, just being the SEC, being the brand it is, they can start nabbing some of these national recruits because the guy can coach. I mean, if you're winning at South Carolina, you can win at these bigger, you know, top-tier schools because you're going to recruit
I want to
better.
ask both of you this, too. We were talking yesterday. It seems like we're going to give in to the money, to the ESPN, because they're paying all this money to have these big games people want to watch, and fans will want to come to school. So we're going to probably go to 3 permanent schools that you will play in the SEC and then rotate 6 more playing non-conference games. Within 4 years, you played everybody, with Texas and Oklahoma coming in. I think it's going to really hurt us as far as getting teams in playoffs. And injuries, you take care about the kid, yeah, you're going to get beat up. But anyway, what is the Big Ten going to do? Are they going to still keep the divisions, or are they going to do the same thing the SEC's doing?
They're probably going to do the same thing the SEC's doing, from whatever I'm hearing. But I think they're about to expand again. Ohio State just canceled the series with Washington, and they said, you know, expansion's coming again, or at least that was the inference that they made with that cancellation. So either Washington's coming to the Big Ten, or
Oregon.
Oregon. I know Notre Dame's on the table, the University of Miami, which I think Notre Dame, Miami, if they could make that happen, would make the Big Ten.
And I think that'd be the best
level.
thing Miami could do.
I think so, because, you know, the state's saturated with SEC teams. And, I mean, depending on what Florida State does, I think they're more attractive to the SEC.
When Jimmy Johnson was coaching there, and I liked him, they used to go up north and get these huge, big linemen, and they would take them on these ships around the bay and all this kind of stuff. And women, I mean, I know I had a center that signed with him, and he was like, "Oh my God, all my visits, Miami, baby, that's where you want to go." And he did. He got in the car wreck, and never played. So that could help them. I really do, because they can get the speed in the South and go up north and get the big boys to come down here.
Well, Cristobal, even after a bad year, he's killing it in recruiting. I mean, they had a top 4 recruiting class.
Let's take this call. Good morning. Good morning.
Anybody there?
He must have an electric car. Good morning. Good morning. Come on, John. We went all electric here.
Yeah.
And we were recharging. Had to recharge every 5
This is
minutes.
a big year for Cristobal. You know, they had high expectations.
Boy,
last
look at
year.
all the staff.
I know.
Yeah, everybody's leaving. Charlie, a lot
They
of guys.
just killed it in recruiting, though. I mean, they had a top 3 class by, you know, some of the, ranking
He can recruit.
organizations.
He can recruit.
He's got.
And he also has a big billionaire that helps him recruit,
Right,
too.
right.
It doesn't hurt. I'm trying to find that article on South Carolina, because I'm like you, Jim, and I looked at it again and said, my God. Not only are they going to do the stadium, they're doing things outside the stadium. They're putting money into it, which is a good thing. They own all this land near the campus or whatever. Well, actually on the campus.
Who knew they had that type of money, you know?
Yeah. All right, here it is. South Carolina transforming the area around William Bryce Stadium. 800 acres of undeveloped property around owned by South Carolina. Fans' experience will be second to none. South Carolina, they have the second fewest number of luxury seats in the SEC right now. They're going to take care of that. So look at the upgrades, concessions, bathrooms, everything, but building outside around the stadium also close to $1 billion. Wow. That's going to be.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
Let the arms race begin. I mean,
Well, what's going?
headed.
I asked you too, Jim, and I asked you before, and we got to take a break. I said, let's just take this break right now. Let's talk about some of our great people. Let's get back to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. I think Julie and I are going to go down. I think today we can head out that way. Maybe go by see Ethan. If we do, I want to come down and get the newest thing you have with my back pain. I want to thank Jim Brandt too, because with his back pain, the nerves run down your leg, your butt, and the muscles in your butt. I'm serious. They just tighten up, and they got to work it out.
Right.
Jim's been grateful to be grubbing it. If you haven't noticed, he's been rubbing it for 2 hours yesterday. Today was. I really
wondering what was
appreciate
going
Jim.
on there.
Yeah, it wasn't anything bad.
No, that was Glenn Manley. That was not me.
He tried. Try back. Hold on for a minute. Let me answer. All right, Jason, give some love to Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, we've been working with a lot of high school athletes. We want to congratulate Bear Siegel, who just won his districts. We did help him with some nutrition products, and I know Coach Siegel was thrilled with what we were doing. So if you're an athlete, just come out to Max Fit. We know how to cater supplements to help you perform better. A lot of people think about, you just working in the off season, taking stuff to get bigger, but we have things in workout for your games that can help with endurance, muscle tone. So just come see us at Max Fit in Pier Park North. We got a sample bar that's free. You can sample products before you buy them, and we're located in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
There you go. I tell you what, it's a great place. And Jason will sit there and let you try it before you buy it. The guy knows what he's talking about. If you want your son or daughter to have a little edge in athletics, diet, what you need to take, what you don't need to take, Jason Kovaleski is the guy. I guarantee that. Local, grew up here. He grew up here. Let's deal with local people. That's the big thing. Local people like J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. You want to go out tonight with your wife, your boyfriend, or your other? Why'd you look at me when I said that? Go to J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. The best, coldest beer you'll get anywhere. Chris Fish's special day. You'll love it. Grilled fish, peppers, onions, special sauce is really good. I guarantee you'll love it. I want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning. I want to thank Jason for having a great crew that's unbelievable. They do an incredible job. We've had, if it breaks down, I don't care what time, day or night, give them a call. They'll get somebody out there to help you. You want to get a service about every 6 months to keep it running right and also saving you money with your electricity bill. If you got an old one, get rid of it. Go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll come out and do you right. That's one of the honest men I know. Love those people at Stevenson Air Conditioning. Wonderful people. Just like my good friends at Buffalo Rock, thank you for all the great things you've done for Bay District Schools, scoreboards, coolers, whatever we need. You never turned us down. We appreciate that. And you make sure you're buying. Jim Bob, what are we drinking right now?
I'm drinking a Pepsi Zero Sugar.
But you almost had a...
Yeah, I almost had a real high-octane Dr. Pepper. I took one sip. He goes, you're drinking the hard stuff. I said, oh, my God.
Yeah, it had the sugar in it.
Yeah, I dumped that out.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Get rid of it.
One sip is all.
All it takes. I tell you, I love the original Dr. Pepper.
I know.
Where's my bag of M&Ms?
There's nothing better. Hey, nothing better than being right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And all you great people up in Mariano, Mike, 102.1. And our fine folks at Port St. Joe, 101.9. And, Eric Baker was down there yesterday working on his Taco Bell down there. When he goes down there, he loves listening to us. Eric, keep up the good work. We'll be right back.
.3 ESPN is above the rim.
Dorsey, splash!
Exciting college basketball is back. Tune in every Saturday for the biggest games in college basketball, plus marquee evening matchups during the week. The Round Ball.
And it goes for the win!
You want it, you need it, and we've got it. College basketball plays here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm. Temperatures falling through the 50s, eventually into the 30s overnight, close to 40. Partly to mostly clear with gusty winds overnight. Sunny skies for the weekend, highs in the 60s. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. Visit their feed store at the Youngstown location for all of your livestock feed, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden needs. They also carry local Chautauqua wines, baby chicks, and a full line of poultry supplies to get your chicks started off right. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs. Or come see us on Commercial Drive off Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The rain is coming, baby. The rain is coming. Love you, Elvis.
All right, now truth time. How many times have you seen the movie Elvis?
About, honestly, probably 10. At
You
least.
took Jared like 6 times.
Oh my God, it's like going to a concert. I mean, I love going to concerts.
Did you cry every time?
At the end? I couldn't help it. I mean, that's the American dream. I mean, it's the American dream.
Right,
He was the most famous. Anyway, boy, we got a caller. Good morning. Who is this?
How y'all doing? It's Will this morning.
Hey, Will, how you doing, man?
Good. I've been saying it for 1,000,000 years now, if I could. Is putting money into the facilities in college football is how you get them kids. And when they look at them schools and they go from one place to the next, if your facility is not top-notch, they're going to look to that one that is, for sure. I mean, they're trying to make that next step, and they want to know where they can train and have the facilities to advance.
Yeah. Amen.
And yeah, they want that, and that's what they're looking for. You got to put money back into your program. You can't just, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You got to put money back in your facilities and programs.
Well,
we get all that money from them bowl games. You got to put it back.
Well, I was at the last time Alabama and Clemson played, first round of the playoffs. Jalen was the quarterback that game. We were in New Orleans, Pat O'Brien's, and it was freezing. It was unbelievably cold that day. I mean, like record cold. And I met a guy, Clemson, and he's a big wheel over there, and he was bragging. He said, man, we can now go into Florida and get a kid to come up here and play. In the past, we couldn't get a kid Florida State wanted or Florida. We can do it now. Our facilities are second to none. And I said, well, we're going to get Dabo whenever Nick leaves. And he I was kidding around with it, but he kind of took it seriously. He goes, no way. He said, we're going to put the money up. He said, he will not come to Alabama. But he said the same thing you did. They want those facilities. We got them and it worked. Remember how Clemson goes on top of the world there for a while, and the facilities helped. I think that hurt Florida State. Hurt Florida State.
Yeah, hurt Miami for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, and there's no doubt.
I totally agree.
But let me ask you this:
where it hurt Notre Dame even, or Notre Dame. I mean, everybody's had that hurt. Every 8 years, you just got to recycle it and bite the bullet and say, yeah, I know it's in good shape, but it's time, or we're going to lose.
Well, Will, what are they going to do? And it's coming. They've already got. I think it's in court now where they're going to have to pay the athletes at least minimum wage. You see that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. And the other thing is, if it's 50-50 revenue like the NFL with the TV deals, there's no money left around for the other sports, and they're not going to have all this money. The NIL deal is going to, I think, slow some of this. Well, maybe not. Hell, they're doing it now, certain schools. What do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. So many schools just don't turn positive numbers, though.
Right.
I think there was only like 20 programs that actually turn positive numbers.
Yeah.
So if they go off the whole budget of the school, the football floats the school, and by the time they're done doing that, there's not much left.
Right.
If there's any left. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think, because there's going to be a lot of, but it's going to, the programs that do make money, it's going to give them, again, an upper hand that they already have with their NIL program.
Yeah.
Well, football alone does make money, but unfortunately, they fund every other sport.
And basketball makes money.
Basketball makes some money. Some baseball, teams may make a little bit, but every other sport is, operating in the red.
Yeah.
So that's what football has to pay for. And some schools are probably going to start moving away from that, because football is going to bring in way more money over the next 10 years than these other sports, and you might see some of these sports kind of go away.
Oh, I definitely. I really believe when they go 50-50, if it does happen, which I think it's going to eventually, you're going to see a lot of sports go away. Yeah. And then they're going to bring up Title IX. Is the government going to fund it?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't think it's going to make sports go away, because when they say off their budget, their profit, you got to remember, you got to pay for the whole year and all the other sports. All that stuff's got to come out first before you can declare they're actually being a profit.
But if they're paying the players that 50-50
that's not what they do in the NFL.
Yeah. If they're playing the players directly with that 50-50 split, women's basketball is not making money,
right.
So their split's going to be zero.
Right.
Football is going to get.
But then that's going to open another can of worms, because that'd be discrimination. You can't pay one kid athlete and not another.
But it's coming.
The ones bringing in the revenue.
Listen, it's coming. And they're not. Listen, what they're dealing with has nothing to do with the other sports.
Right.
football players, if we play and if thing goes through the courts and they get it, they're going to get 50% of the TV revenue, like the NFL does.
Right.
And it ain't going to be it ain't going to be like we got to pay all the bills first. No, we're getting our 50%.
Yeah. Well, the TV money, I agree. That should be part of the NIL. I mean, that's their name, and I mean, people are tuning in to watch. Sometimes they're just tuning in to watch a player play. I mean, they may not necessarily be a Alabama fan. They might want to watch a Bryce Young game.
Hey, Will, how old are you? You don't mind me asking.
I'm 44.
So you probably don't remember seeing me on TV right back when I played college ball. Do you remember that?
Actually, I watch enough sports and YouTube, and I follow everything so closely. You'd be surprised what I've seen.
Well, I was making a joke.
Yeah, I was going to say, neither did I.
I was going to say, I want my money back for when I played back. But anyway, I never played. I was terrible.
You guys were talking about sports and all that just a few days ago, and I was kind of busy. You know, we take one thing for granted in the world we live in with these athletes, and that's something that they didn't have when I was a kid. And in my opinion, it hurt people like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods came into golf, and he had such a huge advantage. Just nobody could even keep up with that. But then these kids start watching these YouTube videos, and they're watching swings, and everything is slow motion over and over and over and over. And I think that these YouTube videos have given a competitive edge in sports for the kids that really want to go get it. And I think that's why our athletes. I think that's why our athletes are growing the way they are. And I think there is no record period that is out of reach with the kids looking at these videos the way they are. With the exception of one, I honestly think Ricky Henderson's stolen base will never be touched ever. But everything else, I think, will be touched.
No, and not only the training, videos. It's nutrition. It's coaching. These kids are getting quarterback coaches at 8 years old. I mean, they're getting nutritionists and people like me with supplements. At 10, 12 years old. So they're on regimens. They're training like professional athletes at younger ages.
Oh yeah.
That's why these guys are bigger, faster, stronger. That's why we have the concussion issues in the NFL. I mean, you got guys that are 6'3", 230 pounds running 4.3 40s. What do you think happens when those guys running, full speed at each other and they're colliding? It's a dangerous, very physical sport now, and I don't see it like going backwards. These guys are going to get bigger, stronger, faster over the next 10 years because we're going to find other things that are going to get them leaner, bigger, faster.
Well,
so
I don't know now if the government didn't kill us off.
Right.
I mean, all the fires and train wrecks.
They don't drive a train into our city and blow it up and then set
And
it on fire. You're welcome.
Hey, they're doing the best they can with the limited ability God bless them with. That's all I can tell you.
Right.
We're coming back though. Americans coming back.
It is.
Yeah, we do our fluctuating. We've had our roller coaster through the years. It's going. You got to have some bad with some good, and you got to learn from your mistakes. And right now, we're learning from our mistakes.
We're learning a whole lot.
Yeah, we are. Things I never had seen.
Right, things I didn't want to learn.
Yeah, I already know. I'm with you on that. But yeah, I think these programs, they keep dropping the money into the programs. I think that's what hurt Georgia during the Rick area. I think they could have got a few more better players, and they just couldn't pull them. At the time, I mean, I was a student then in Georgia when Rick first came in, and I think that hurt Georgia then, and now they're doing this. But Florida State, I think it hurt them. I think it definitely hurt Notre Dame. Yeah. Notre Dame thought they were on cloud nine and just wanted to continue with the status quo, and you can't do that. You've got to put money into your programs and your facilities, and these kids want state-of-the-art weight rooms. They want that wow factor when they walk into a place.
Yep. That's what Nick did when he walked into Alabama. They told him he could do whatever he wanted, and they built the facilities like you would not believe. And it worked. It worked for them. Hey, listen, Will, I hate it. We got to take a break. You want to hold on? You got to go to work.
I got to get some work done, but I'll keep listening.
Thanks,
you guys
Will.
have a good day.
Thanks, you, buddy.
Man.
Thanks for calling. Big Will. Georgia. He said Georgia graduate. Did he say that? Did he say Georgia?
Oh, I don't remember if he said that or not. But
all right, let's talk about some of our great people. Another thing Tiger had advantage of, not only did his father help him when he was younger, Ryan Mulvey was also there helping a lot. No, he was obviously a lot younger.
He's a swing doctor.
Yeah, he was a swing doctor. Ryan Mulvey knows what he's doing. All right, and he'll be here soon, believe me. He had to take the kids to school.
Oh, okay.
His boy got a big award at school the other day.
Somebody helped Tiger with his physique too. I mean, he was one of the more muscular golfers that we saw. On
he
the
used
tour.
our weight chart that we use at Arnold.
At some point, kind of probably hurt him a little bit, and it was some of the reasons he had his back issues too. So it's a balancing act with golfers on how much muscle and how.
Tell you what, man, when you hurt your back, it's misery.
I can't. I can't.
But I tell you what makes my back feel better: El Rodeo, the Tequila Bar and Grill. You go there and have a great meal. You can watch all sport events. You get $5 pitchers. You buy Jim Bob 1 free draft beer. He buys it. I get the free one. Same thing with the margarita and the house wine. $5 pitchers. Monday through Friday, happy hour 3 to 7. Lunch specials every day. Go try it. You'll love it. My good buddies down at El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend. 23 years on Bay County athletic fields, taking care of these great athletes we have here in Bay County. He'll take care of you. I tell you what, he helped me out so much when I hurt my back. They do a great job down there. Wonderful crew. And he'll be here Monday and listen to him. He does a wonderful job. Dr. Chad Mitchell. Bay Point Golf. You love golf. The only one place you're going to go to, that is at Bay Point. And that is with Ryan Movey. And he's on his way. We can't wait to get him in here. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker is number one at what he does. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. His dad was unbelievable principal at Mosley. Chuck's just like his father, nothing but a winner. And the big-time realtors, I'm talking the biggest of the biggest, Mark Cowart, one of the best in the Southeast, Ryan Movey, Beth Movey. He's behind,
better half.
He's behind the scene and motivating the whole crew down there.
Right.
So he speaks to them once a week on motivation skills and selling skills.
I want to see that speech.
Yeah, they all want to use South Oak Title and Closing. We'll be right back because John's been running the board, and he's the best at what he does. Isn't he cute? He is a handsome devil.
He did good for a Kentucky guy.
He does. For a Kentucky guy, he is kind of. Hey, boy, you look good there. I like that. We'll be right
Deliverance.
Back.
And on that note.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Daytona.
Mr. Richard Baudon, you are now on the clock. We need you here in 4 seconds. Miles, what you got for me, man? He's on the line. Are you ready? Yeah.
3 seconds.
No.
Wow.
I called it. I put up 3 fingers.
You're headed to Daytona, my man. Tell me how excited you are right now.
Real excited, man. Thank you so much.
Play the Race to Daytona on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thank you.
If it's Western wear for the whole family you're looking for, there's only one place to shop. That Boot Store. The selections are huge and many of your favorite name brands at affordable prices are available. Want the finest in work clothes? Famous Carhartt work clothes are available too. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 till 5 and Friday and Saturday 9 a.m. till 5:30. Next to Kia 15th Street, Panama City. Remember what Joe always said, keep Jesus in your life every day.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts in Delhi. Call 763-1627.
Reach out, call up and just say hi.
Give him a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Absolutely gorgeous, rainy Friday, but it's Friday. That's the main thing. Thank goodness it is Friday. And we got one of the best callers in the Southeast, man. He can outdo anybody on any show, any national show. It is Mike, my favorite. Mike, how you doing, big guy?
I'm doing great, except I'm in the hospital. I called Meat Wagon shortly after you checked out yesterday at 9 o'clock, but I made a timely call, and I'm getting better, and I'm surrounded by nurses and student nurses.
Wow.
And they're all over 18.
Well,
and,
everything's okay.
Yeah, well, it's going to be okay. I made the right decision, though. I don't want to go into it too much. You know, You got the HIPAA and HIPPY and HIPPO. But I wanted to interject some positivity today because what I saw yesterday afternoon at the Genesis, which used to be called the L.A. Open, and I saw Mr. Woods out there. He's younger than me, but I call him Mr. Woods, like they do Mr. Nicholas, who we call Karnak on the tour, by the way, and Watson's Karnak Jr. because they know everything. But Tiger, Eldrick Woods, is back, sort of. And he could probably win at Augusta. I don't know if this year. I want to know from your eminent golf guys there today from Bay Point, right?
He's on his way. He hadn't got here yet.
I'm filling in
I'm
for
sorry,
him.
I spoiled things. I heard Coach Jim Bob's there. Anyway, yeah. Well, you know, Ohio State's produced some great golfers, Weiskopf, and of course Nicholas.
Yep.
You know, number one. And Tiger went to Stanford. You know, which I'd expect. At least he didn't go to UCLA or USC. Anyway, the nurses are knocking on the door. Love y'all, mean it. And they're all young and pretty, and I'm not lying. You want to say hello to Coach? Say hello.
Hello!
Hey, see, I'm not lying this time. Hey, pray
She
for
sounds
teams that wear
pretty.
gold and black, okay?
Tell us she sounds pretty.
Oh, she is. She looks better than she sounds. Let me tell you something. Teams that wear, I'm on the radio, by the way, just to let you know you may be recorded. Anyway, teams that wear gold and black need prayers. And, you know, Southern Miss, Missouri, Woke Forest, Vanderbilt. Coach Stackhouse has Vanderbilt on a four-game winning streak. I know this ain't the Vandy moment, but it still doesn't make up for the fact they need to be relegated to a league with Tulane and Northwestern because they produce Skip Bayless. Okay, Skip Bayless is an unforgivable sin out of that school, even though they did produce Buster Olney, who wrote a darn good biography of Don Meyer, the great legendary coach at the Dugan and Meyer Bible College in Nashville. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. If
Get
I'm
better,
alive, I'll call you Tuesday. I know Monday's busy, and I might call you Monday, too.
You call
Say
anytime
hello
you
to
want.
Mr. Eddie if you see him. I
Hey,
love him.
listen, you take care of yourself, okay?
Well, I did. I've never called an ambulance for myself. I've had to call them for some other people. I won't go into that. But anyway, it worked out.
All
Love
right,
you, man.
Good, man.
We'll pray
Take
for
care.
you.
Yeah.
Go War Eagle, by the way.
War Eagle, man. War Eagle.
There you go.
There went my prayer.
War Eagle. All right, Mike. We'll talk to you later, buddy. Thank you, sir.
So Tiger's got to prove that he can do it for 4 days. You know, I mean, you know, he can have these great rounds, but if he can be consistent, and that's where he's run into some trouble because today it's going to be a little colder. You know, that quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I think he's teeing off a little bit earlier. So I'm excited to see what he can do today. If he comes out and kills it today, then he's got a real shot to win another major.
Ryan, it doesn't take that long to get to business. I think he's stopping and having breakfast. Bring us some donuts, man. Come on.
In the last year or two, I heard this about Tiger because I didn't know much about it.
Wait, time out. Should we wait till he gets here because he is the expert?
No,
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't interrupt me again.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to hear the master talk about it. When
You know,
Go ahead.
Tiger did a lot of obviously things on his own, lifting the weights and all that. But I didn't know his father was a college baseball player at Kansas State.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I did not know. So he had some.
Everybody knew that.
He had some. You didn't know that.
He didn't know who Tiger Woods was. What are you talking about?
So he had some athletic ability there too, but obviously he did a lot with it.
Yeah.
Golly.
That
Hey,
and the fact he started at about age 3.
thank you, Michigan Eddie, for the picture of the bad weather. Thank you, sir. Be careful driving. He is down at Rudy's Barbecue having breakfast with Ethan Boyd. That's pretty cool.
That's my new spot, man. It's right close to my
You
store.
love it. Yeah.
Brisket. I mean, I get it. Rudy Beans and
Yeah.
my.
If you're anywhere out that way on Baton Beach Road and all that traffic, pull in there and just wait till the storm gets over and have a great breakfast there at Ethan Boyd at Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. Go to Lorelei and Layton's room in the back. You'll love it. Hey, something happened. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It's the Super Bowl. You saw how much it costs to get in that game. It's incredible. The prices have gone through the roof. Only a really like a rich man corporations get there, but some other people get in. And this one guy was so happy he got into the Super Bowl. Been wanting to go all these years. Spent a lot of money for the ticket. He gets up there. He's on the 49-yard line. He sits down. The place is jam-packed. And he was so happy. And there's a seat right beside him. It's empty. It's completely empty. He goes, what the heck? You know, they're getting ready to kick off, and everybody's here. He asked the guy over there beside him, said, hey, anybody come? The seat's taken? What's going on? He goes, no, nobody's coming. He goes, my God, what idiot would pay that kind of money and then not come? He looked over at him and go, my wife. I bought the ticket. So, hey, everybody's going to be a fight. What's going to happen? And he turned back around, and get ready to watch the Kevin. He goes, well, what happened? I mean, he goes, well, we've been coming to the Super Bowl since 1967, the year we got married. Every one of them we've come. And she passed away.
Wow.
And the guy felt bad. He goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, no, don't, he teared up. He goes, I'm okay. And, but that's the first time we hadn't been together. And he goes, well, I'm just not being, excuse me, but this is the Super Bowl. Did you even think about selling a ticket or having a relative come, one of her friends or anything like that? Maybe her best friend or sister or something like come. He goes, no, they're all at the funeral. Pretty good, wasn't it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
James Hale, that's a pretty good story.
That was pretty good. I like that one. Hey, the other thing that we had a guy, unbelievable. You have university at Florida State, Florida. They send people out different parts to recruit these bright, highly intelligent young people that come to the university. I'm talking people that like have aced the scores, got unbelievable GPA. Alabama did it. They went out to the Texas, Dallas, Houston area. They got a guy. He came and visited, and the reason I know that, their family's from Mississippi, or her sister, her aunt, his aunt and uncle, the kid I'm talking about. Well, he's brilliant. Brilliant. Could have gone anywhere once in the country. He had gone. They had him, and they went to a football game. I'm going to Alabama. This is great. I'm gonna go. He wasn't even an Alabama fan, but he had a great time there. So he goes and went to University of Alabama's freshman year. Everything's paid for, full ride. The guy's brilliant. He got something that they try to get you to join these clubs and all this kind of stuff. You realize that the University of Alabama Atheist Club, he got a letter saying, hey, we'd love to have you. We don't know if you're a religion or not, but we have this option for you, even here at the University of Alabama. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. He got to talk to him. They even said, hey, our generation, when we get up there and we take over, our generation, we will outnumber the Christians. I'm like, holy crap. That scared the hell out of me when I heard that at the University. That's the Bible Belt.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I gotta wonder how intelligent he was. He went to Alabama.
What? Oh, come on. That's the Harvard. Hello. Good morning.
Harvard of the South.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all this morning?
We couldn't be better. Who is this?
This is Rob. How you doing?
Hey, Rob. I couldn't hear you good. Let me get these headsets on better. All right, go ahead, big guy.
Hey. I just had, first of all, I need to do a disclaimer. What I'm about to say might not be the views of the radio station. Might be some of your views, but it won't be the radio station.
Okay, go ahead.
Yesterday, Florida State University, Panama City campus announced that they are going to have their first varsity sports program.
Oh, wow.
Yes. They probably going to need an athletic director and I don't know if you'd work as a coach for these people. They are. I don't know if you'd work as a coach for these people. They are putting together a virtual sports team.
Ooh.
Now that is where you sit. That is where you sit down at a desk in front of a computer, and you play games on a computer back and forth with other university students that are in some other place.
Wow. My son would win. I'm telling you right, Jared would win.
I'd beat him.
And then
that's all he does.
And then they'd go to Las Vegas and make millions of dollars.
Yeah. Right. Can you major in that?
To me, now, first of all, how do you call that a sport? That's almost as bad as calling the spelling bee a sport and it being broadcast on ESPN.
Right.
John's back there working out right now.
Yeah, he's working his thumb out.
Hey, yeah, you need to get your index finger ready, I guess.
Hey, Rob, let me ask you something. That kind of reminds me of something else we were talking about earlier. Everybody's trying to push these electric cars, electric this, electric that. They're trying to control everything we do in our lives. It ain't going to happen. But what if we had electric tanks and we're in war? What happens? Oh, wait, my battery's at timeout. Don't shoot. Let me plug in. It's not fair.
We got to charge it.
What? Yeah. Unbelievable. What do they do if their computer drops down during a play?
That's part of
the... Exactly. Well, they just had a thing that I read about a couple of days ago that Michigan, the Ford is up in Michigan, is developing a new battery plant so they can build cheaper batteries. Now they won't last as long, but they're going to be made out of a different type of material or whatever, but they're going to be cheaper batteries. So you won't have to pay $12,000 for a battery. They're only going to be $6,500 for your battery to go in your new car.
I'll never buy one.
But here's my thing: is that okay? A hurricane's coming. We're going to evacuate 10 million people out of South Florida.
Yeah.
How the heck you going? Everybody's going to be 3 hours north of Miami, sitting somewhere trying to charge their battery.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
There's not enough charging stations to begin with, and the people in California, because they went all in on the electric cars, they can't even charge their cars because it put so much stress on the grid. It crashed the entire grid, and half the people didn't even have electricity. So this is such a scam, man, really. I mean, if you want to drive an electric car, more power to you. I mean, gas prices are outrageous, but to be honest, to extract the materials that they need to make these batteries is more damaging to the
than the oil.
Than oil.
Yeah.
And it's been proven.
It's all about the money. Follow the money. Who owns the anyway, what does that got to do with Rob, what does that got to do with sports?
Oh, yeah, you got us in trouble already.
Well, there again, that's what I was talking about. You know, we got the virtual sports now, you know, with them playing and everything. It was surprising to me. And back to what you were talking about before, golf. I watched Tiger last night. He looks good in that first round and walk around and everything, but I guess if he can take the same medicine that they gave Mahomes,
right.
you know, he should be able to last, you know, the 4 days. But that's going to be the telltale sign. What's he look like Saturday, you know, when he's walking, you know, that golf course up and down and around? Because that's, to me, again, the you know, Augusta is such uphill, downhill, uneven lies. You know, your swing's off balance.
Right.
I just don't know if he's going to be able to make it.
Well, I tell you what, the expert is finally here. We've been talking about Tiger. I need you.
Yeah.
Mike called, wanted to talk to you. They made comments about Tiger. I'm going to listen to the guy that knows.
What's the question?
All right, guys. We'll get the experts
No, wait.
there. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, Rob. Bye, buddy.
All
right. They're talking about Tiger. Can he get it done all 4 rounds? Can he survive it?
When I said he could put a good round together, I'm still interested to see if he can put 4 rounds together because of his health.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, yesterday he had a glorious pairing.
Right.
I mean, he played with his buddy JT. They were just out there having fun, low pressure. He knows Riviera just probably better than anybody out there in the world. So it sets up well for his game. Today's round will really see where he's at, in my opinion. But, I mean, he's still Tiger Woods. It's just, where's his body going to hold up? I mean, his ankle is taped up. He's wrapped up, all that stuff. So, I don't know. Today's going to be a big sign, especially since he's going out early.
All right. Hold your thoughts right there. We'll get back and talk more about this. People have been asking. Mike called. He said, what do you say, the Bay Point man there?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Let's talk about Bay Point. What else going on, man?
You know, we got a big Save the Bay tournament tomorrow. We've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. It helps raise funds for the St. Andrew Baywatch RMA, which helps with seawall restoration and keeping our bay waters clean and all that stuff. And we got prime rib night next Thursday. We had our Valentine's dinner this past Tuesday, and our staff did a wonderful job. The feedback on that dinner was fantastic.
Let me tell you something. Your lunches, I was shocked.
I've seen you there a couple times this week.
I had lunch here at least twice this week, and Laura Baker, Mariah Hale, Jared, and Leighton, we all had lunch there. Saw Big John.
Yep.
He's doing a great job with Bay Point. I like the fence going around. Bay Point looking nice. John Warren is a wonderful man. I like seeing him do what he's doing. But the food and how much did they do that for everybody or just me? I mean, that was huge.
That I can't answer, but yeah, our portions are big. God. I mean, our prices, we got to slowly creep them up a little bit.
The amount of food I got, I was like, and I know I know they all like me. I know
they all know you. I mean, there's a picture in the back of the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
they had the radio on deck there too, listening.
When he comes in for our events, he always has to get something besides that's on the buffet, so they're used to him.
They got your picture back there because you owe him money. They're like wanted.
The tab
he does not pay his bills.
I asked him when you left. I said, "Let me ask you something." He thought he didn't know. He thought I was being serious. I said,
right.
Can we put all this? I had a big table. I said, can we put this on Ryan's tab and not even worry about the end of the month and just tell him then? And he started laughing. He goes, he would probably get upset. I said, yeah, but just don't tell him it was on me. He might forget. But anyway, we had a good time with it. But it's seriously, get out of Bay Point. Love golf. It's only one thing about to do. If you want to make big money for your club, you better get up with him now and schedule out for these golf tournaments. Like the schools want to make money for the football program, stuff like that. They need to get up with you really quick, correct?
Yep. There's only so many days that we can host tournaments on, and a lot of them fill up quickly.
Now, if you want your yard to look like Bay Point Golf, it's almost impossible. But I tell you one thing will help. Turf Pro, Patrick does such a wonderful job. Turf Pro Pest Control, give him a call. His truck's throughout Bay Point.
It's not just watering and mowing. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. That's for sure.
But Patrick does a great job. Give him a call, no doubt about that. The Cajun place, Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, we just talked about it a minute ago. Go get Michigan Eddie has called me, showed me pictures. He's there. He's having a wonderful time. Go join him at Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, lunch, breakfast, or dinner. Now, it's raining today, so tomorrow, and it will be packed tomorrow, believe me. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. You go there one time. You'll go there every time. They do such an incredible job. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. Newbies, I love John Charlotte. Wonderful people. They do an incredible job. They have great staff at all three great locations. I tell you, they're wonderful people that work there. Really enjoy their employees. We get out and have a great time this weekend. You can go watch Newbies, all the sporting events that Newbies do on the curve. Great bands at the mothership. And we'll be right back. Ryan Mulvey is with us, and we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We've moved. ESPN Northwest Florida offices are now on the beach. Our doors are always open, and we still love visitors. Come see the new ESPN Northwest Florida radio studio and offices at 204 Suite B Ellen Lane on Panama City Beach. We can't wait to see you. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm. Temperatures falling through the 50s, eventually into the 30s overnight, close to 40. Partly to mostly clear with gusty winds overnight. Sunny skies for the weekend, highs in the 60s. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Living on the Gulf Coast, we have beautiful beaches, clear water, and amazing marine life. Want to bring a piece of the ocean into your home or office with an amazing aquarium? Gulf Coast Aquarium, the area's only certified platinum CCHEM dealer. Their staff are all certified CCHEM specialists. Gulf Coast Aquarium can install, design, maintain, and finance your own piece of the Gulf. Gulf Coast Aquarium, powered by CCHEM, with over 40 years as a U.S.-based manufacturer of quality aquarium products. Online at GulfCoastAquarium.com. Gulf Coast Aquarium, where it's more than just a tank.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michaels Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to brag on a young man. I'm going to let his daddy do it. You went to school the other day, you and Beth, and your son, which is a great athlete. So all you high school football coaches out there, you'd want him on your team in the future.
That's why we're building the brand.
Yeah.
That's why you see him all
NIL's
over
got to be
social
good
media.
now. NIL's got to be pretty good.
This ain't my first rodeo.
All right. What did he tell him? Everybody's name and what he won.
They do character trait awards every month at University Academy, and he got knowledge for January, so he was pretty excited.
He's sharp, man.
He's competitive when it comes to school too. Like he wants to beat everybody and the grades.
I wonder where he
and
gets
all
it.
that.
I wonder where he gets it.
His mom's pretty competitive, as you know.
And your daughter?
She's doing. We're about to start volleyball, which is exciting. I'm coaching probably 2 teams this year.
Are you going to do soccer?
No, he's playing baseball for the first time.
Oh. Okay.
So he's excited about that. He had a fun practice the other night.
I think soccer starts in April.
It does.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a little rain.
The rain has finally got here.
I don't
All right,
think
get
it's gonna
back
last
to
too long.
Tiger. Who's going to win it? Let us know what's going on. We get our bets in.
Who's going to win it is a tough one. One of the gentlemen we had, Keith, that was on the with us last Friday on the show. He's a big DraftKings, especially fantasy golf guy. So go follow his podcast. I've used his picks a few times, and it's been successful. So that's the thing about these tournaments. There's just so many guys. Like, I mean, you got John Rahm at the top again. He shot 6 under yesterday. And then Max Homa, he's been on quite the tear this year. But obviously the big story is going to be Tiger Woods birdieing his last 3 holes, I think, to get it to 2 under. I didn't see the end of the round yesterday. Got suspended with darkness. But all eyes will be on him, at Riviera Country Club, which is a tough golf course. They have a lot of kikuyu grass out there, which is a very very interesting grass that clumps up and goes in different directions and makes it pretty tough. But
it's supposed to be a little cooler today,
yeah,
so that's going to test his back.
Definitely a little cooler for sure. I mean, golf is just – there's so much going on in the golf world between the PGA Tour, the LIV Tour, all this other stuff. You got the Players coming up in a couple weeks, but it's obviously good for golf. This is the first tournament Tiger's played it in quite some time. I guarantee their ratings are through the roof, and that's why they put them at the Central Time, 3 o'clock tee time yesterday, so everybody could get out there and watch it.
I know a lot of people watching what Tiger was playing. Danny Cannell was on his thing, and he said, afternoon I went home, I'm watching Tiger. I said, that was so enjoyable. I mean, he's just a superstar, man.
Oh, yeah.
He really is. If he's just there, they're going to make more money if he's not there.
Yeah. I mean, he transcended the game, that's for sure. That's for sure.
All right. Jason, let me get this, and I wanted to get this the other day, and I forgot. This is when I grew up, I looked up this guy. He was a great football player. He's from Mobile, Alabama. John Mitchell, legendary Steelers coach, retires after 29 years coaching. I believe the defensive lines were the Steelers. Eric Baker's brother worked for the Rooneys and the Steelers and retired from there also. So he knows him. John Mitchell, he played at Alabama in 1971. He was the first black football player to start at Alabama. He was the first black captain at Alabama. In 1971, when he started, John McKay had recruited him, and he was at a junior college, okay? Bear Bryant, John McKay, but great friends. This is when Alabama was going to play Southern Cal. And they're talking, and he goes, hell, Paul, we got one of the best black players from the state of Alabama. The kid I'm telling you about, Mitchell kid, he's from Mobile. And Bear heard that. No, really? Cool. And they went on their business, playing golf, and whatever they're doing, drinking, have a good time. Coach Bryant snuck out, got on the phone, called back, and said, find out every John Mitchell in Mobile. His son is John Jr. And that they called the judge in Mobile that graduated from University of Alabama. They finally find him after all this work. They find him, and they go behind McKay's back, and they go recruit him, and they sign him. He was not the first Alabama player to sign. Wilbur Jackson was, but he was the first black football player to ever start at Alabama. Yeah. But he's retired. He started working for the Steelers in 1994, coached the defensive line under Coward. Cumberland was the latest coach he worked for there. He was part of the Super Bowl 2005, 2008. He said, I'm grateful for the Bruder family for giving me this wonderful opportunity to work for the Steelers. Also, the great coaches I've worked here. It's truly an honor, and I'm totally grateful to work for the Steelers organizations. Went on and on about him. But he, again, they played for the national championship in 1971. They went 11-1, played Nebraska. Nebraska had Glover, the Heisman Trophy winner guy.
Johnny Rogers.
Oh, my God. And Alabama got destroyed. I think it was 36-6 national championship.
Nebraska did that to a couple teams back in that era.
Yeah. But you know what? I've seen him several times talking. I saw him on the Fun Ball show one time. They had him on. Really a super class man, highly intelligent. I'm happy for him. And I enjoyed watching him play football, so I wanted to get that in there. One other thing I want to get in before the break, if I can find it, Jason, was about the Buckeyes. Let's go back. They're going to pay $500,000 to get out of the contract with Washington, home and home. They got future home and home games, Alabama and all these other things. And I think that I really truly believe now that they're going to go the Super Leagues. I don't think they need to have those games all they're going to do is hurt themselves as far as winning a national championship. I'm talking about Alabama. I'm not talking about Ohio State.
I think it's less risk though, because with the 12-team playoff,
they're going to take the conference champs,
right,
and give them a bye, like a Big 12 champion, which is going to have Cincinnati, Central Florida, their schedules are going to be so much easier compared to Big Ten, SEC.
Right.
I don't think that's fair.
But I do think if you have an Ohio State-Alabama game, one of them loses, they run the table, they come in second in their league, they're getting in. I mean, you're going to get 2 teams from the Big Ten at least. You're going to get 2 teams from the SEC at least, probably 3 or 4. So I think it's less risk when they expand to 12 teams because –
Okay, time out. You guys lost to Michigan. You guys still got in.
Right.
Alabama lost 2 games, last 2 plays of the game, didn't get in. I don't care what everybody says, they're a top 4 team in the country.
Right.
Ohio State makes a field goal, they win the national championship.
Right.
Okay, what if they had Alabama that year on that schedule early in the year, or LSU or somebody, and they lost a close game? They wouldn't have got in because they would be going, they lost 2 games.
Not in a 14 playoff. In the 12-team playoff, they're locked.
Yeah.
That was my only point. When they expand, I don't think these are as risky out-of-conference games. Now, I think at some point they're going to be like, let's play in our own conference. We've got enough teams. Let's schedule some cupcakes because when you get an SEC schedule, now you got Texas, Oklahoma, LSU, Florida, Georgia. So I don't see teams testing themselves that much outside the conference, but
they won't need to.
No, they don't need to. I mean, the conference. I mean, even in Ohio State, USC, you got Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State. Now you add
UCLA.
Notre Dame, UCLA. You add Notre Dame. You add Washington, Oregon. You add Miami. I mean, these conferences are going to be stacked. There's, even the Big Ten. I know a lot of people down here think that they're soft, that they have, weak teams. But at the end of the day, when Penn State's good, when Michigan's good, when Ohio State's good, when USC's good, when
Minnesota,
you bring in Notre Dame,
Wisconsin,
when they're good, if you
Iowa.
bring in Miami, when they're good, I mean, these are going to be stacked leagues, and you're not going to have a soft schedule at all.
And I try, and really too, I got some friends that just crazy SEC, and I try to point out to them, say, look, you don't understand. Iowa's pretty. Watch when they play these bowl games, the SEC teams. Iowa's always good. Wisconsin's always good. Michigan State's usually really good.
Right.
Minnesota, week in, week out, can beat somebody. It's not an easy schedule. They're tough football.
They're about to get $100 million a team.
What are you yelling at me for? We got to take a break? Oh, I'm sorry. We're having fun. Let's take a break. Let's talk about some of our great people. Real quick, let's talk about Bay Point.
Yeah, Bay Point Golf. The weather's been beautiful. Obviously, it's raining a little bit now, but it looks like the rest of the day is going to be nice. Our tee sheet's been packed out. We're getting into that spring break time frame, so golf course is in fantastic shape. Come out and eat breakfast Saturday or Sunday from 8 to 11. Lunch daily from 11 to 3. As Coach Hale said earlier, the food's
great
fantastic.
Food.
We've got a great culinary team out there.
Yeah. Also, don't forget about Dr. Ward, and please, I'm begging you. We're all out in the sun. We all live in paradise. We get out there in the summertime. You're playing golf. You're at the beach, whatever. Take care of yourself. Look at yourself. If it doesn't look right, feel right, 5 minutes can save your life. Jim and I have one of our former coaches that are struggling with this right now. He's in bad shape because they didn't take care of it soon enough. Right. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. If you're living in Fort Walton, all over Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. Go see Dr. Ward. It can save your life. He does an incredible job. He's worked on every single person in our family. He's incredible. Also, don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. You love pizza. There's only one place to go. That is Paparazzi. John is a retired police officer. He's an incredible young man, and go support him. The food is outstanding. You love his pizza. I guarantee you that. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents 500 miles of paint swapping, fender bending, tradition. Since 1959, the home of legends has been the Daytona 500. Listen in ultra-high fidelity on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm. Temperatures falling through the 50s, eventually into the 30s overnight, close to 40. Partly to mostly clear with gusty winds overnight. Sunny skies for the weekend, highs in the 60s. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WVLQ Port St. John, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. Stevenson Air Conditioning #1 and not even close. They never lose to Tennessee, football or basketball. They always win. Jason,
they lose LSU?
Stevenson Air Conditioning don't lose anything. They are nothing but the winners. They're elite.
Nothing but a winner.
Which is ironic why they sponsored the Alabama Update.
You know why? You know why? Because it just means more to them.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. SEC.
How's Alvin Kamara doing?
SEC.
How's Alvin Kamara doing?
We like to focus on positive things here, upbeat things. We don't talk about the negative
Weren't
things.
y'all number one in basketball for like a day?
It was like a half.
Oh, he was bragging last week. Yeah, they're #1, man.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
You know,
Alabama Day was brought to you by Max Fit Sports.
Listen, I really thought they'd lose to Auburn. Because we just never beat Auburn.
They should have.
Got a call. But they're calling, interrupting an unbelievable update by Stevenson Air
Probably
Conditioning.
Michigan.
But I'll let him do it because I got a feeling I know who it is. Let's take this wonderful.
Is the air rare?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Detroit, right.
Hello.
Did somebody call me Michigan Eddie?
Oh, that was.
Did somebody say it's probably Michigan Eddie?
The air
that was
rare.
that was all of us.
Who is this?
Who is this?
This is Paul.
Hey, Paul. Oh, Paul, how you doing, man?
Just getting fatter and older every day, man. How are you guys?
No, you're not doing that. You look good. I know that. What do you got for us today?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. The next school to jump off the page in facilities is going to be Oklahoma.
In facilities?
Sound surprised.
Okay.
The facilities in Oklahoma are about to come off the page.
All right. Give us a little bit more detail.
Well, you remember some years ago when Alabama became the Taj Mahal of football?
Mm-hmm.
The guy in charge of that was Thad Turnipseed.
Yeah.
So some years later, Dabo hired him, and the facilities at Clemson.
Right.
Well, Venables has hired him at Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If he's still there.
So, well, yeah, that remains to be seen.
Right,
but
right.
he's still in Oklahoma, so
Right.
yeah. So that's what he's there for, is to make those facilities jump off the page.
Paul, did you see what Barry Switzer said? I mean, he was talking about he's not sure about the Oklahoma to SEC. Money wise, it's going to be nice, but for as competitive and stuff like that, he's not sure how that's going to work out.
That's why they're building new facilities.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I love Brett Venables. He is one of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet in your life. But Brett's not the guy. He's not the guy. But he's not a head coach.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? He's not. What you see on the sideline is not him. He is the most introverted, quiet person you ever want to meet.
And that's not really conducive to being a head coach.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't like people. He doesn't. He recruits well because he puts on that coach face that you see on the sideline where he coaches like his hair's on fire. But he's not going to make it. it's sad to say because he's a great guy, and he'll be a defense coordinator somewhere.
Yeah,
I was surprised at how bad their defense was last year. We know they lost some players, and with the Lincoln Riley moving on to USC, losing half your offense was devastating. But that defense was just terrible last year, and I just didn't get it because that's what he does. That was his baby. That's like Nick Saban at Alabama. I mean. So I'm worried about him at Oklahoma. They'll get some talent, but they need to fix that defense quick if they're going to do something.
And that's another school will fire you after 2 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They're going to the SEC. They need to win, and they need to be competitive in these first 3 years because you don't want to be relegated to the South Carolinas, Vanderbilts of the world. You want to be in that top tier, and I just don't see it with them right now.
Well, they won't tolerate it. They'll run through coaches till they get somebody.
Right.
So they don't. Especially if they're going to spend millions and millions of dollars on their facilities, you got to win.
Hey, Paul, are you hearing in the SEC it's going to be definitely 3 permanent teams, and you rotate the other 6?
Yeah, and they're going to lose the division soon too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they put Alabama and Auburn in the East and kind of keep it like it was, play 8 conference games, make it easy. Even with 12 teams, even with them picking 12 teams, I still don't trust them. They're going to have the 12 conference champs automatically getting in. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a cupcake. I want the best. I want the best teams.
Right. But you're not going to get that.
No.
You'll have to go to 15 or 20 to get the best.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hey, so the football was not trying to get him on your show. I'm trying to get Dabo on your show. He's going to come.
Hey, listen,
he's going to come
thank you so much. I've been hurt my back. I've been in pain. I opened that box up and I saw Dabo signed that football for me and said that. That was so nice of him to do that. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that was
I know you're behind
You're
it.
very welcome.
Yeah, tell him I
You're
really
very
appreciate that so much. I really do.
Yeah, I'm going to get him on your show. He and Coach Saban's houses got destroyed at Boca Grande in the hurricane.
Yeah.
They have houses not next door. There's a house in between them. And so he's kind of busy. He's got a son getting married. He's got a few things going on, but I'm going to get him on your show if it kills me.
Yeah. Tell him to do it, man.
We'd love to have him.
Yeah.
Now, you can put his house in Coach Saban's house at Boca Grande.
That's what called being the GOAT means.
Yeah. Does Saban still have that? He still has that lake house up in Georgia, I think.
Yep, he does.
That thing's incredible. I think they were trying to sell it for like $10 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't buy it?
I looked at it. I just want a little
Too
bit more
small.
room.
Too
Yeah,
small.
too small. Beth was working the deal. I had to get Beth involved with that.
Yeah. Fell apart.
Hey, let me ask you. You know about the SEC and everything. We're talking, and we're all thinking if Billy Napier has a bad year next year, they might pull the trigger on him. Are we crazy, or could that happen? If they go 6-6 or 6-7 again, I think he's gone.
That could happen, and it's terrible because I don't know what's wrong. He's a heck of a football
He is
coach.
a great coach.
I don't understand what's happening.
Maybe the lights are too
I mean,
big
he's
at
the
Florida
opposite
for him.
of Venable.
Transfer portal killing him.
Well, I think some of the players were there. You got to question their character and commitment. It wasn't good.
No.
2 years just ain't
And
enough
that
to do anything in this day and age.
That may be the thing that saves him one more year is because of so many guys that either he had to get rid of or left. And he needs to win 8 games or so, 9 games to stay. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't see it with that quarterback situation right now. The way they looked in that bowl game, I mean, the SEC's not getting easier, and he's
right. Their schedule's hard too now.
What are they going to do at quarterback? I mean, is Miller going to be the guy? He looked terrible in that bowl game. He looked unprepared. I mean, what else do they got there? So it's going to be a tough road. But
how can Ole Miss get 3 to come in, and Florida can't get a good one to come in?
Money.
Quarterbacks trust Kiffin to get him to the NFL. He's proven they can do that.
True.
So Napier still has to prove that. So when you have that, guys are going to come to you, get coaching. Look at Ryan Day. I mean, he's putting Fields in the NFL. Stroud's going to go high, so quarterbacks are flocking to him. But you got to develop these guys. You got to get them to the next level, and that's where Napier needs to really step up his game.
Paul, I want to ask you. You got all this stuff on Clemson. What's going to happen next year? Is Clemson going to be going the wrong direction and FSU take over them, or what do you think between those two?
If if Florida State doesn't take over, they're going to be neck and neck. And he is so dang stubborn about that transfer portal.
I know.
He needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's just stubborn. He's just hard-headed. And I think it's maybe the downfall. It's not completely where they fall apart, but he's stubborn about that transfer portal. He hates it, and he doesn't hate it any more than Coach Saban hates it. But Coach Saban's figured out, hey, if they're going to use it, I'm going to use it. I don't like it, but I got to have it. And he just will not bend. It just all depends on if the guy from TCU can develop Cade. And the new kid coming in from Briarwood, Chris Vazina. If he can develop those two quarterbacks, then we'll be fine. But I don't know. He's unknown, really, the offensive coordinator.
Paul, I hate to do it. You want to hang on, but we got to take a break, buddy.
You guys have a good day.
All right, man. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a great weekend. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Dabo sent I told you about that. Dabo sent that football to me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of our great people. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Today's special, crisp fish. It's really good. Peppers, onions, special sauce over real fish over some rice. Go try it. You'll love it. And it's healthy for you, too, also. Coldest beer, best seafood. Try the fried shrimp. You'll love it. And every Wednesday, world-famous spaghetti. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. They've had a great year. It's been packed in all the time. They are doing a wonderful job down there. Also, don't forget about Stevenson Air Conditioning Alabama update. We'll talk. Y'all want to talk another 45 minutes on Bama? Okay. Sorry, Jason. Stevenson Air Conditioning #1, not even close. Just like Buffalo Rock, they're the best at what they do. And Chuck Tucker, the big-time realtors. I called it Ryan Movey earlier. Beth Movey, Mark Coward. If those two people use him, everybody's going to want him because they're the best and they want the best. Chuck Tucker, South Oak, title on closing. We'll be right back. Ryan Movey, Jason Kovalevsky, and Jim Barant. Be right back.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents 500 miles of paint swapping, fender bending, tradition. Since 1959, the home of legends has been the Daytona 500. Listen in ultra-high fidelity on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm. Temperatures falling through the 50s, eventually into the 30s overnight, close to 40. Partly to mostly clear with gusty winds overnight. Sunny skies for the weekend, highs in the 60s. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, it's Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. And just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself. Don't miss the summer deal where all your monthly memberships are 50% off on your first month, starting at $9.99 a month. Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Bat Beach Road, right next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
Since 2007, Coastal Impressions Print Shack has been providing the area with top-of-the-line custom printing services. They specialize in printing, signs, t-shirts, and more. Need vehicle graphics or other promotional items? Coastal Impressions Print Shack can help. For more information or to place an order, stop by and see Coastal Impressions Print Shack at the corner of Thomas Drive and Highway 98 or call 850-230-0488. Coastal Impressions Print Shack, your one-stop print shop.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, Eagle! Hey, all you great Auburn fans throughout Northwest Florida, I know you're pleased with what's going on. I'm looking forward to Auburn baseball. They crank it up today. Basketball, always good.
They're hanging
Football,
in there.
I'm telling you now, I think watch out for you Freeze, man. I got a feeling
they're going to need to because that schedule seems like it gets tougher and tougher every year.
That's the deal.
I heard you talk about the pods the other day.
Yeah.
And Auburn's pod was what? Alabama, Georgia, and LSU.
They got
3 of the best teams in the
Which
country.
they're playing every year anyway, but
right.
It's just, yeah.
And then let's throw in Texas and Oklahoma, Florida. You know, I wish it would be Auburn, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. That used to be, you look forward to those games. I wish it would be Florida, but I don't know what's going to happen. What do you got for us today? Auburn Update is brought to you by Bay Point Golf.
So real quick, since we're talking about Bay Point Golf, y'all know we have the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance out there, which is we've been doing almost a year, led by James Tipton. It's an organization that provides golf therapy to veterans, children, first responders with PTSD and or disabilities. So one of the big events that they got coming up, this program's solely funded on grants and donations. So we're doing a golf tournament on March 10th. Tip's done a great job. He's got some big-time sponsors that are helping out with the tournament. But one of the cool things that will be involved in the tournament is Sig Sauer has donated a couple pistols, a P365X Macro and a P320 M18. And we are selling raffle tickets for $25 each at the golf club. You can go buy it anytime now all the way up until the tournament. You can buy as many tickets as you want. They're $25 a piece, and there's going to be 2 drawings, 1 for each gun. All the proceeds from that will benefit, obviously, the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance, as well as the Wild Jaeger Veterans Adventures, which is another veteran organization that takes veterans out on all these really cool hunting trips and fishing trips and stuff like that. So a lot of cool stuff going on, but if you're looking for a good opportunity to get a really cool pistol and help raise some money for a great organization, come see us at the golf club. We will make the drawing for those 2 pistols right as the tournament finishes up on March 10th.
That's a great thing.
So a lot of cool stuff going on. It's also going to be a great golf tournament. Rudy's is going to be doing breakfast for it. Domino's is going to be doing lunch afterwards. There'll be lots of vendors on the golf course, a lot of cool raffle prizes, team prizes, all that good stuff. So that is going to be March 10th. It's going to be an 8 a.m. shotgun with breakfast beforehand, lunch following play. It's one of the first tournaments. We have a tournament this weekend, but one of the first big tournaments we're kicking off in March. So if you want to play golf and also support a great cause, it's, kind of goes hand in hand. So
that is a great cause.
Oh, it's a great cause. What Tip has done, Jay's talked about. Jay's basically our teaching instructor for that organization. He does a fantastic job. A lot of guys' lives are being saved, and that's pretty special. Yeah, so a lot of fun.
God bless them, man.
So we're excited to be part of that. Just real quick on Auburn basketball, they got a much-needed victory the other night handedly over Missouri, which is ironic because Missouri just beat Tennessee a couple weeks ago, and then Tennessee, as we know, beat Alabama the other day. But it's kind of that SEC, just like football, kind of to a certain degree. You've got a lot of teams beating each other and battling back and forth. So we'll see. Auburn's lost, I think, 5 games in the conference. Alabama's only lost 1. Obviously, the SEC tournament's coming up in a few weeks, and should be interesting. About to be March Madness time.
Yep, and you talking about basketball and football being tough. You wait till baseball season cranks up. You got some of the best. We
Ole Miss defending national champions.
Yeah. We got the best baseball conference in the country. It's second to none. Mississippi State's like they had the predictions East-West, and they had them real low in the West, and they usually a powerhouse. Ole Miss defending national champs.
Tennessee's been good.
Yeah,
like
Vandy's been good.
Vandy.
They're good. Auburn,
Florida.
Alabama. Now we spent all this money on that stadium, over $55 million, whatever it was. It's unbelievable, and we're not winning. This is a year he's got to win.
Right.
People are sick of that.
It's hard to win in the SEC in baseball, man.
Auburn's also ranked number 2 in the nation in men's golf. So they're always up there. So is Alabama. A lot of SEC schools are, but they're having a good start to their spring season, which just got kicked off.
All right, these are the 10 best tailgating schools in the country. Let's see if you guys agree with this. Coming in at number 10, Southern Cal.
I
say anything in the Pac-12. Anything in the Pac-12, no, out.
I'm sure it's like a celebrity party kind of thing.
Yeah, it must be, because they couldn't make anything.
They can't even fill up a stadium in a rivalry game. So
I was thinking the same thing.
Get rid of that.
This is woke.
The Pac-12's eliminated from this list.
Replace that with Coastal Carolina, and then I'll be okay with this list.
Number 9. Georgia Bulldogs. I thought it'd be higher. Georgia Bulldogs, they have a good time there. That's no doubt about that.
No, one team in Pac-12, just to go back, I would say Washington has good tailgating because they have the boats that come in.
Yeah.
So
you think
have
Oregon would be pretty good, too.
Probably, but I know Washington has a good tailgating little area.
Number 8, Alabama Crimson Tide. That is good. You have a good time up there, no doubt about that.
They seem low, though.
It's spread out pretty good. Number 7, I don't know about this one. Not this. There you go. Let's spread the love out. Let's give everybody a cupcake. TCU.
Oh, get out of here.
Give me a break. They was finished last in the SEC. Number 6, yes, sir, it's up there. Tennessee, you talking about coming on your boats on the river. They have a good time at Tennessee.
They'd be higher, to be honest.
I think so, too. Number 5, Clemson. I'd say, yeah, they're
That's
probably
a big campus. I've been to a couple of tailgates up there.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's just really big campus and spread out. Yeah. A lot of walking.
Talking about spread out. Number 4, Ohio State. I heard, I got a buddy that went to school there. And it's kind of spread out like a city, isn't it?
They put the tailgating at a different location back like 90s, early 2000s. It was phenomenal, but I think Holbrook came in there and eliminated tailgating for a few years or something at some time. But
what?
This was a long time ago. That's one of the reasons she got rid of it, because she wasn't very supportive of football. But there's a section now that it's a little bit different than it used to be. But they tailgate up there big time.
Do they hang out more bars, restaurants, or do they have like an area like we're talking about?
They have an area where they're talking about. But there's also their bar restaurant district too.
People everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, I have no respect for this article. Number 3, Utah.
Again,
come on, man.
Hey, if you never, I'm sure it gets a little rowdy out there in Provo.
Yeah.
But
that's your wife? No, that's mine.
LSU's got to be up there, I would think. Like Penn State's got to be up there.
Have you ever been west of the Mississippi? Have you ever?
Hey, I'm not leaving God's country.
You got to get on a plane to do that.
Right.
I'm not leaving God. If I don't have to, I'll never get on a plane again. I went through a storm one time. I forgot who we were playing. We're flying over the state of Tennessee. Anyway. And that's not, and we were
There's
there.
people we can have you talk to get over that.
4 or 5 years earlier, maybe 5 years earlier, they had a plane crash and killed all those kids at Marshall.
Right.
That was a big deal back then.
Oh yeah.
And as we were, I think maybe high school when it happened, or junior high school, whatever. So you always had it back in your mind when you get on a plane flying. This is it.
Which is funny because we don't think about that when we get in a car, which your chances are a million times more. Yeah.
Yep. All right, number 2, Michigan. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, but
yeah. And you're gonna die at this one. You know who number 1 was? This is ridiculous. Number 1, best tailgating school, Kansas State.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold on.
I'm just telling.
Where's Ole Miss?
Where's LSU?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm don't kill me.
Who made this list?
Fan Buzz or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
he just Googles bad lists. And then
things can make people mad.
Yes.
I must say this again. I said this before on this show. When I was a GA at Akron in '95, we played at Kansas State, which is in Manhattan, Kansas. And they were really good. They beat us like a drum. Okay? That's in the middle of absolute nowhere.
Flatland.
There's nothing out there. It's like, and I've said it before.
Except their tailgate, apparently.
It's like taking a campus and putting it on Alligator Alley between Fort Myers and Miami. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing out there. Tailgating, I don't know.
Yeah. And
More than
I'll be honest
LSU?
with you, every SEC school should be on there.
Most of the Big Ten bigger schools, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. I mean,
Wisconsin must be pretty good.
Wisconsin's good. I mean,
Penn State.
Where's
where's
Ole
Buckeye
Miss?
boys?
Yeah,
all right, Buckeye boys. Let's get into this. This is the latest on Ohio State 2023. Third best odds to win the national championship. Georgia Bulldogs are plus 260. Alabama's plus 550. I don't have a lot of faith in Bama next year for some reason. Ohio State plus 750. Michigan plus 1,000. 2023 recruiting class, Ohio State was 5th overall in the country. The prediction Ohio State wins for 2023 is 11 or 11.5. And the big game that you got to watch out for at Michigan, November 25th. Alabama, the same group that did this. Alabama is at winning 10.5 at best. Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Go, boy, Tri-City area.
Hey, where are the donuts? I don't want to hear all that crap. I want the donuts in here, and you dang there at Rudy's Barbecue. Go buy some donuts.
Look,
come on in.
Like I took little Eddie to Rui's barbecue before he went to basketball practice. I drove Alexa to school. So I'm being Mr. Mom this morning. I got priorities like Ryan Mulvey taking his kids to school. And by the way, congratulations to Surfside. They beat BPA yesterday in the semis. So now they play Jinx for the county middle school championship.
Give a shout. Tell us again who the head coach is. Let's give him some love.
Coach Stepp and Coach Nation.
Congratulations, guys. And their principal, Matt Pitts, congratulations. Great job.
Yeah. But the job's not done yet.
Not over.
They still got one more mission to go. So we'll see. May the best team win. Go Surfside, go Sharks. Because your kids are alumni of Surfside, right, Coach?
Hey, listen. Yeah, they are. Hey, great call. Hey, Mike's on the line. He wants to talk. Can we get you off? Mike's my new favorite caller because he brings us donuts. You don't.
When has Mike ever been to the studio?
We all know.
We're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. What else you got for us today?
I heard you talk about Michigan. The tailgating is awesome at Michigan. It covers 2 golf courses. It's God's country. It's amazing. You got buses, charter buses, all decked out and wrapped in Michigan gear. It's awesome. Yeah, but how is Ole Miss not on there, or LSU,
And the
or whatever?
Cockaboos in South Carolina, if there's so many
good
tailgates.
And then South Carolina with the Cockaboos.
That's
And I heard you talk about South Carolina revamping their stuff. Man, Coach Beamer's doing it great. He's got to keep some of those kids out of trouble. He had some youngsters in trouble this offseason. You know? So you gotta stop that. You know?
I'm sorry. I'm doing something else when I should be doing my job.
He was talking about SEC football.
He's getting 15% for the big guy.
Yeah. Biden, his son, everybody's. I said, no, I want 15%. He said, I gave the big guy 50%.
Right.
Anyway. Hey, what you Michigan people, good guy. What do y'all talk about up there? I mean, destroying the country? What else do y'all do up there?
Blow up trains.
Yeah. When y'all tailgate, what do y'all do?
Shooting down balloons over Lake Huron.
Yeah, talking about building electric cars and stuff. What else?
Hello.
I think that's the first time he's been speechless.
Yeah. I think he got mad.
I do want to give a shout out to Bay High basketball last night. They won their district.
Good.
They are moving on to the, I guess, Elite 8, I believe it is, but it's going to be round 2. So they got a great team over there. So I'm excited to see how far they can move on, hopefully to a Final Four.
Yeah, I just got word. He ran into another car when he was talking to us. Hope you're okay.
Don't be texting and driving.
Yeah. I saw one of our former football, I'll tell you up there. He got in a car wreck and didn't have a seatbelt on. And he's just sitting there. He said, I learned now I'll always have my seatbelt on. Wear your seatbelts. Also, Bay High School made some players and made the All-State football team. Congratulations. Is Bay High School taking over now? It was Mosley for all these years. Football-wise, it seems like Bay's getting ready to take over, man.
Coaching matters, and they got some good coaches over there. I mean, baseball, they got one of the best coaches in the state. Football, Jeremy's had a lot of success here. Basketball, they got a lot of guys I played against.
Well, they got the AD over there now.
No, absolutely. Man. They got the best AD in the state.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're getting it rolling, and I'm excited as a Bay High alum. The basketball team, they got a couple guys that, Lynn Tolbert's over there. I know Scooter Brown's over there helping out with the basketball team. Those are guys I played with and my brother played with back in the day. So they got some good guys over there, and it's exciting seeing them, succeed.
Well, I can't wait. Baseball, you've got the brand new coach at Mosley, which is unbelievable record.
Right.
And we got Hudson at Bay, the state, one of the greatest coaches in the state.
How can you
and
get
then
better
Jeff
than that?
Patton, maybe better than anybody at Bozeman. Arnold's baseball coach is outstanding. I mean, baseball. I think we're as good as anywhere in the southeast.
Arnold's going to be really good this year. They got these 2 sophomores, I believe, they're now.
Yeah,
and they can play.
Yeah.
2 big left-handers that can throw in the mid-90s.
Let's take this call. Good morning.
You got a break.
It's me again.
Hey,
you hear me?
What's up, Mr. Giddy?
I don't know.
He hung up on you.
Communication problems. But anyway, hey, don't blame me about Michigan and the China plant coming to the battery plant coming to Michigan. Not my fault. Or the train derailment. Not my fault. We're living in a movie, by the way.
Right.
Stuff
all
is
planned
crazy.
out, brother. Everything going on has been planned out, and we got sheep and we got lions.
Yeah, Jason Jason and I talked about that at wonderful Max Fit Sports the other day.
Sports? Why are you dragging me down that path of no return?
You guys were talking about shoot down over Lake Huron and all that crap, and all that.
Michigan-China connection.
Well, the governor is paid and bought for by Michigan, by China.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm talking about baseball. There's a kickoff baseball tournament at the sport.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Michigan. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
What?
You got a break, too, that I think you missed.
Hey, listen, we got to take a break. Hold on and call back. Let's talk about some of our great people. Yeah, Michigan Eddie's just got through from Rudy Barbecue, having a great meal there. Go try it. You'll absolutely love it. Also, don't forget about El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best Mexican food you'll get anywhere. They got $5 pitchers. You got buy one draft beer, next one's free. Same thing with margaritas, same thing with house wines. Go try it. You love it. Lunch specials every day. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. I want to thank Baypoint Golf, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Dr. Chad Mitchell, Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road, Blue Sky Express Car Wash, Dr. Ward, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, Chuck Tucker, Love You Brother, South Oak, Tottenham Closing, Stevenson Air Condition, J. Michael's Restaurant, Buffalo Rock Rocks. Love Dr. Pepper. I am a pepper. Michigan Eddie, please call back. I apologize for that. We'll be right back. Ryan Movey, Jason Kovaleski, and the legendary, the man that's coached for over 50 years, Jim Boring.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the hole. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida are proud members of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We'd like to welcome the newest members to the Beach Chamber.
Coastal Wildlife Adventures, Neon's Beach Shack, Reed's Jewelers, Pier Park, Todd Herendeen Theater, and the Patch Boys of Panama City, Fort Walton, and Milton, Florida.
Congratulations from the area's only sports radio station, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The newest and most authentic Mexican restaurant on Panama City Beach, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, 1136 Thomas Drive across from the Navy base. Not only do they have a great location and atmosphere, but they also have happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music on Wednesdays and Saturdays from 5:30 until 9. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base.
The hot light is on Krispy Kreme's Original Glazed Donuts. They make their original glazed donuts the way they always have, because it's the right way, the fun way, and they love doing it that way for you, their customer. Think inside the box this new year at Krispy Kreme Donuts, with 2 locations next to Gulf Coast Hospital on 23rd Street in Panama City and the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts, where you get them hot.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, Michigan Eddie. The show's not over. Just do it, man. Just do it. Now, he's not calling back. He's going to run an errand for us. I love that, man. I tell you what, we always tease Michigan Eddie. I'm going to tell you what, that's a wonderful father, a true American, served the military, and still doing great things right now. We need more people like him. He is a lion, brother.
Yeah, he came by the store. We had a conversation for about an hour about everything. What a good man.
He is.
Even though he's a Michigan
no
fan.
He's no sheep.
It just goes to show you that even a Michigan fan can be a good person.
Thank you, John. I hate that window there. I like John being involved. Alabama has 13 players invited to the NFL. Where's it going to be at? Indianapolis?
I think the combine's always in Indy, I believe.
They do it every year. Ohio State has 8. Okay, let's blame ESPN on that. NFL has 229 players invited, and again, Bama led with 13. Ohio State has 8. Pac-12, considering more expansion, they're going to lose teams. I think they're going to lose 4 more, I believe. What do you think? They lose 2 or 4. I think Washington, Oregon is going to be in the Big Ten.
Eventually, yeah.
Why are we going to mess with Cal? I heard that. I'm like, why?
Just to keep entice Stanford to come along. They want to keep some of these traditional rivalries.
You want to weaken your conference? You want to weaken
we did
the
it with Rutgers,
conference?
so we're not above it.
Hey, Pacheco, Rutgers.
Yeah. The teams the Big 12 are considering to get, 2 schools' names are mentioned, is SMU. A lot of money, highly intelligent people go to school there. Mike Cook, one of my roommates in college, has a degree from there. San Diego State. What do you think about that? San Diego State.
Can we just get to the point where there's 2 super conferences?
That's what it's all building up to.
Let's get rid of the Pac-12. Yeah. All the teams that actually want to spend money and be involved in these college football playoffs, because this is going to take some money. I mean, the arms race has started. You're not going to have a West Virginia that's going to come and compete for national titles with the money they have.
But their champion's going to get in, and a third place team in the Big 10 might not get to play.
That's why we need to have 2 super conferences. The teams in these can compete for it. You're not going to have these soft teams getting in there. You're going to get 6 to 8 teams from each of those
conferences. We've gotten so weak. We can't have 2-a-days anymore. You and I grew up. They'll never understand how tough it really was.
Yeah.
Well, people started interviewing you, 20 years later, and that's kind of what led to it.
And people are going to hate that I say this. This is what happens when you give socialists power. They take an inch, then they take an inch.
I'm with you, bro.
And they've started this 20 years ago with taking God and everything out of school sports. I mean,
no discipline.
There's been a lot of things they've done, and it's worked. You got to give them credit. I mean, these people are shrewd. They're very smart. Well, I'm just giving them credit for how effective they are because it's worked. Look where we are. Remember, we couldn't spank kids, took God out of the schools. I mean, everything. And now you got these entitled kids that don't do nothing. They're TikTok stars and this and that. And I'm just like, we have
hashtag bring the paddles back.
The hardest thing for me, I don't know how you feel about it. We played, when we got that scholarship, that was, man, we like won the lottery. We got to get out. We got a chance to get out of this situation we're in now. And we got that scholarship, a full ride. I never hurt for anything. I thought I had the greatest thing in the world going. We're going to have guys now walk on campus. It's already happening. That's never played it down, never went through winter workouts, never went through 2-a-days, and is making millions of dollars.
And they may never play it down at that school.
Yeah, they might not even start. They might even start.
They might transfer after 1 year and never play it down.
How does that make you feel? When we've been through it.
It's crazy. When I was a teacher and teaching history, I used to tell the kids, I said, I'm glad I grew up when I grew up. Right. I am. I'm glad. Because I think it makes you completely different. I said we had 3 channels on the TV.
Right.
You had to get up and change the channel. There were no computers. There
One
was
of them
no
was a little
cell
fuzzy too.
Yeah, there was no cell
This
phone.
right here is the story.
And all I did was I went outside and played. And when it got dark, my mother would call for us. She had a whistle. We knew to come in, and that's how we did That's all we did was play some football, basketball, softball, something.
Yeah,
that's all we
did. Drinking water out of the hose.
And we didn't have any computers or TikTok or this other crap. Filling your head full of nonsense. It's just.
And
I'm glad I grew up when I grew up.
But think about when we played. It was all about. You never thought about transferring. You said, wait your turn to play.
No.
It's all about the team, the betterment of the team. It doesn't matter if what is your job. Do your job. Be the best you can be at what you do.
Money ruins everything.
And I think the product suffered. I mean, I've seen a lot of bad football teams with a lot of talent last year. There's just no toughness anymore. I mean, I give Kirby Smart. I give, the terrible. Nick Sabans. I even give Ryan Day a little credit because, he turned some things around. But you look around the country, there's a lot of soft teams that just don't play defense. They're not physical.
Because you're throwing the ball every play.
Well, and you change the rules. You can't hit anybody anymore.
You got kids that are making millions of dollers that now, what are they hungry for?
They don't play in the bowl games.
They don't have to. Yeah. They made their money.
I will say this. Kirby Smart, to me, is the greatest coach in college football today.
Right now, I think I agree with that.
You go watch him practice. They get after each other. Georgia's the most physical football team.
Absolutely.
There's only one team they played the whole year that was close to them in physicality, and that was Ohio State.
And that was for one game because they weren't physical in some other games. But, they had the potential there. So
I think that's the way Kirby runs his practices. It's like it was when he was Alabama, man. He was a freak at Bama as a defensive coordinator. You worked, and he got after your butt. He's probably got the filthiest mouth as anybody. But they get after it.
But see, he's going to be a dying breed because now if a kid doesn't like that hard coaching, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But he has the ability to make those kids love him while he's doing
because he's getting them to the NFL and he's winning.
Well, and they're at the top. And when you're at the top, if you can run it tough, because if you don't want, get out, and somebody else will come in.
And they know it works.
Because you're at the top. Yeah.
Right.
Now, the other programs that are kind of right in that middle tier,
do that?
That's where it's hard because then they'll jump ship quick.
Yeah.
And that's where when you're one of the best in the country, you have a serious advantage with this transfer.
I will never forget, as long as I live, we went 2-9. We played BYU. They beat us 69 to like 21. We played East Carolina when Pat Dye was the coach there. They beat us like 35-7. Alabama killed us. Auburn beat us. State. I mean, we just got our butt kicked.
Right.
We were 2-9. They went in. Their jobs on the line. We went through winter workouts. They tried, and they did. We lost a lot of football players. It's the hardest workout I've been through in my life. But that made me better as a person, not never give in, get it, quit. They tried to run you out. They wanted you to get out. I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah.
But the ones that stayed, we started winning. Well, after that, we never lost to Mississippi State. We beat the only team we didn't beat that was big was Bama. We couldn't. That's back when Alabama was in the 70s. They were really good.
Yeah.
But that hard work taught me to never give in, never give out. And they really brainwashed you thinking you could whip anybody.
Right.
You know.
They do it military.
I found out one night in a bar that's not true. I said, damn, what happened?
You're just like, I thought I could do this.
I don't know about this. Maybe I should give up.
They lied to me.
Yeah. All right, we got time for a break. We got to take a break right now. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about, but I'm going to take a break. I want to talk about Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want that yard like Bay Point Golf, Pat Dye Field?
Super Bowl field.
I want to be Super Bowl.
That Tahoma 31.
Can you believe on the Super Bowl they play on the field the guy's slipping? I don't get it. I don't get it.
There's a lot of agronomic principles that go into why that field wasn't good.
I thought maybe Glenn was.
Isn't that the field that they roll in and out?
Yeah, there's so many things that go into that.
Like on a shelf.
Well, all they need to do is call Patrick at Turf Pro. We wouldn't have had that problem at the Super Bowl. The guy's incredible. It's like pizza. You want the best pizza. It's Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. 3 restaurants in one. The bakery's incredible. The deli is unbelievable. But the pizza, try their pizza. You'll love it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? We can all try to look Jason Kovaleski. I'm probably the only one in the room that is close to you. What do you think?
I think I'm right there.
Sure.
Now I think this side
I'm actually
of the table,
bigger than Jason.
This side of the table looks really good.
It's a radio show.
No words?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you. We'll be right back.
I don't pay attention to you.
ESPN in Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
I mean, what a mullet. I mean, come on. I'm not even going to say that state's name anymore, though. My psychiatric counselor at the VA, yes, I served also. She advised me she told me to quit talk radio, but then she said, well, why don't you just quit bothering that Michigan Eddie guy? You're kind of a bully to him.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm. Temperatures falling through the 50s, eventually into the 30s overnight, close to 40. Partly to mostly clear with gusty winds overnight. Sunny skies for the weekend, highs in the 60s. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
PCB Coins and Cards is the Beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, coins, and trading card games. PCB Coins and Cards carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Coins and Cards has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel, rookie, game used, and autograph cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? Bring it in and let us take a look. We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Coins and Cards on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call them today at 850-320-8388.
On the run, caught. Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I was being treated poorly by 3 bullies in here about me talking too much about Bama. Hey, I know all you wonderful Bama fans in the panhandle of Florida. Hey, roll tide, baby. They hate us because they're not us. That's
they
all
hate
it is.
Because they ain't us.
That's right. They hate us because they ain't us. Jason, what's going on, MaxFit? What's going on, baby?
Next week we got some events we're going to attend, and if you're in the area, stop by at Fitness 360 on Tuesday. We're going to be out sampling products, talking to people about nutrition. If you got a son or daughter that's an athlete, or if you just want to come by and check out some of the products, if you want to lose 5-10 pounds, we got a little bit for everything. And then on Thursday we're going to be at real quick, let me see right here real quick. Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu. Thor invited us out, so he's been a real help to me. We're going to get over there. His son's one of the top jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world. I think he's ranked 5th in his classification. They do a lot of major tournaments, so we're going to get out there, sample some products, show them some stuff to help with endurance. So we cater our stuff to what the athlete needs. What jiu-jitsu, wrestler, stuff like that needs is endurance. So we're going to take some stuff out there, sample it out. So if you're not a member of any of these gyms, you can get a free day pass. You can come by, try the products out, check their gyms out. So we'll be out there for about 2-3 hours talking nutrition, talking about sports, and we'll be able to talk to everybody one-on-one at those events. But we appreciate them inviting us out, and we've gotten a lot of good relationships.
What
with them.
Michigan Eddie just brought into us, does that make you bigger, stronger, faster?
No, it's going to
make you bigger,
slower, fatter, and very good tasting though.
Yeah. Thank you, Michigan Eddie brought some done. Listen, I was just kidding. I can't eat them anymore, but y'all want to take them to somebody we can. Jim, real quick, let's get into FSU. What do you got?
Well, we got some FSU softball going on. They're playing in a tournament down in Clearwater. It's called the Tax Act Invitational. There's some really outstanding teams. They played Florida State. Pay attention to what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, them donuts look good. I'm sorry, I can't.
He's looking at it.
Can't have these.
I know.
He's dreaming of Alabama.
Okay. Anyway, they played Arizona yesterday, who's very good, and they won 6-4. Today they're going to be playing number 4 Arkansas. Tomorrow they're playing number 2 UCLA, and then Sunday they're playing Louisiana, number 24, and number 12 Alabama.
Roll!
So I know you perk up when I said that.
That's a great tournament, man.
Sure it is.
Lee, that's some great teams.
So if you win that one, you're doing something pretty good.
You could have talked about it in the Alabama update, but instead we did a poll.
Yeah.
I got another one.
No, we don't want to hear your polls.
That's great.
So that's a pretty good tournament. Played in Clearwater, Florida.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
For those FSU fans out there, Lonnie Almeida, who's the coach there, she's got 600 and something wins now at Florida State. Her record in the ACC is 246-57.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So she's been there 15 years, been an ACC coach like 5 years in a row. They were national champs in 2018, runners-up 2021, made the playoffs last year. They're always good. I'm sure they'll do well this year.
Yep.
I got Florida State winning the ACC in football next year. I know everybody wants to say Clemson,
I'm glad
Miami.
You brought that up.
But to me, with Jordan Travis coming back, some of the portal transfers they got some talent up there.
Yeah, they're going to do well.
This is what concerns me with FSU and LSU. They're going to play week 1.
Right.
Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. They're both going to be in the top 10. It's going to be really. They're going to pump it up big. It's a huge game. It's the best opening week game. It's on a Sunday. Everybody by himself in Orlando. If they lose that game, and they go through and say they lose a close one to Florida in the game or Clemson or something like that, that knocks them out of the dang playoffs because they'll have 2 losses, and they might be one of the best teams in college football. Let's look at LSU. They play in the SEC. Let's say they lose to FSU. They go through and play great. They beat Alabama at Alabama. They've got 2 losses, and they win the SEC West. Or let's take it this way: they win the West and lose to Georgia in the SEC championship. And they got 2 losses. Well, they don't want 2-loss team. Let's go take a Big 12 team that's undefeated that gets beat by 60 points by Georgia. Yeah, it could happen.
It could.
Or Pac-12. Let's say Southern Cal gets in or Utah goes undefeated. They don't pick the best teams. It's political. No. Everything. There's politics and everything.
Just look at the difference between the Ohio State-Georgia game and the TCU.
That was the
Georgia
national
game.
championship game.
I can look down a roster, and I told everybody this. And when TCU beat Michigan, it gave us some validation. But I thought Michigan had a terrible game plan on defense. But if you look at the roster, TCU had like 4 4-stars. They had like 60-some 3-stars. I mean, just the talent level alone. I mean, you can look at this disparaging or the difference in how much talent they brought in. Don't get me wrong. They had a magical year. I mean, but the Big 12, who did they beat out of conference that warranted them to stay ahead of teams when TCU lost their last game of the year? I thought Ohio State should have been in. If you were picking the best 4 teams, and I hate to even say this, then it should have been Alabama. It should have been Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama.
That was the 4 best teams.
Those were the 4 best teams last year.
And
they had
the
best
committee's
roster.
job. But there's politics and everything. And then we go to 12 teams. What was the deal? Why did they even start the BCS? Let's have a true national championship.
Right.
The best teams. Now, it's not the best teams. Let's get our conference champs. Man, no, it doesn't. Look at all these teams losing the Pac-12. You're going to put SMU in and San Diego State and Southern Mississippi in there, yet their champion is going to be maybe get a bye, and they're in the playoffs. I don't like it. I don't think it's
like
right.
the way the committee handles things. I think they try to be too political, too nice to everybody. They want to include all the conferences when some of these conferences are just garbage.
Terrible.
I mean, Pac-12 and the Big 12, they're substantially lower than the other conferences, especially Big Ten and the SEC. ACC's had some success with Clemson. I think Florida State's going to be legit this year. But one of my problems with expanding to 12 teams, sometimes we don't have 4 quality playoff teams. What are we going to look like when you put 12 teams in there?
All about the money.
Yeah, it is. I think it's more exciting. Don't get me wrong. We are going to see a lot more high-level football, but I don't see anything changing. The 4 top teams, usually 3, are going to dominate
I'll
the
be
playoffs.
honest. Now that they're going to put the championship, I would be okay if they went to 16 or 20. I wanted the best.
So why do you think it's going to only be champions? Did they already announce that because I missed something? Or
I haven't seen anything formally, but I think that's
it's
what
not.
it's going to be.
I don't think it's official. They've talked about it. They're trying to figure it out.
I know the commissioner of SEC's he's going to fight it. He wants and he has a lot of pull. They want the best teams. Period.
I think the Big Ten commissioner.
It hadn't been decided yet. But look how our country is now.
But I think it's an easy solve. Rather than let's argue and fight about it. Let's just put everybody gets a cookie, everybody gets a trophy.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Well,
that's what
I think they're going to put the 6 Power 5 conference champions in, but you're also going to have 6 at-large bids. So those
and
teams
then as
are
long
going
as
to
you rank them accordingly,
right.
And don't
they're
give
going to
the
get
winners
smoked anyway.
yeah.
But you're still going to have the best teams in the SEC, Big Ten in
But
there.
they give the 4 top highest ranked conference champs a bye. And this year it would have been
that's not official,
it would have been Clemson. I think that's what they're talking about. I mean, nothing's official,
right?
But I don't know. I thought their job was put the best teams in. Let's get the best teams. If we got the 6 best teams in the SEC, put them in. If we got the 6 best teams in the Big Ten, put them in. That's what it's coming to anyway. Sooner or later, you're going to have 2 super conferences. It's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC.
Hey, real quick for Michigan Eddie, since he brought the donuts, the first baseball tournament this weekend at the new sports complex for the Emerald Coast Marlins 12U team is going on this weekend. So
nice.
All right,
he won.
Get out there and watch.
I love Michigan. SBA, you're the man. Hey, real quick, I wanted to get this in yet. Now, this is old. It might have been worked itself out, but I don't think so because I've been looking for it. Georgia national championship team, as of Tuesday, February 7th, has not been notified by the White House or going to be recognized by the White House. Georgia's 2022 team did not visit the White House. That's probably the first time that's ever happened. Of course, you had the COVID and stuff. Even then, I think LSU went. I know Bama.
They did because they did that.
Yes.
Silly stuff.
I have a comment for
Georgia,
that. Good.
Well, what it is? Listen, y'all don't. All you Georgia fans, calm down.
Do you really?
The little China man didn't even know we had a college football season.
Do you want to really go talk to somebody that don't know
They're
where
not
he's
going
at?
to take your trophy away because you don't go to the White House.
Just forget. Who wants to go?
About it.
Who would want to go? He doesn't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
So don't get upset about that. But how much time we got? 1 minute. I want to thank Michigan Eddie. One day we're going to have him in here. Nothing, give him a mic for 2 hours and have a special guest, and that he will be Michigan Eddie. I love that guy. God bless you, Michigan Eddie. Give a shout out. You got a few seconds. Both of you take your time.
So we got our events next week. We are going to be at Fitness 360 next week, sampling out products. We're also going to be at Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu with Thor over there. So we appreciate both of them letting us come out. Also, May 5th, I believe, is a bodybuilding show that I'm sponsoring. If you're an athlete, if you want to or ever aspire to be in a bodybuilding show, go check this show out. Mike McKinney and Vic Sellers do a great job. They've been really good to me over the last, few years, so we have a good relationship. These are really exciting shows that we're going to be a part of. We're going to be giving gift bags worth about $150 away, so check them out if you are a competitor.
Don't forget about Tea Time Car Wash. Sean Geiser and his crew do a fantastic job out there. They've been washing cars left and right all week.
That's another thing Bay Point's doing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You want to get your car waxed? Oh, my God.
Sean's another great competitor.
Yeah,
That is the best athlete maybe ever in Bay County. He is up there.
Tremendous athlete.
Hey, we're
Second
out.
best.
You have a great weekend.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Legend is next.
Yes, I told you last week that an official was going to win the MVP of the Super Bowl. It's the reason I didn't bet a damn penny on it. Let's get it together, baby. Woo!
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. I'm forecasting a weather front to come in today. Showers and thunderstorms, could be a severe thunderstorm.